Howdy Vaulters, welcome back to Howden Vaults. And we're back with episode 3 of How It's Named. Today we're not looking across the estate, we are going over to Saddleworth and having a look at the village of Delph, as I've found something quite interesting regarding the name origin. Going to be a bit of a brief history on Delph, as it was a bit of a quick video to do, plus it's a bit hard to find history on Delph. So we're going to look where the name comes from, talk a bit about what's been filmed there, etc., and look at some of the roads in and around Delph which has got the Delph name. And then we're going to also talk about where house has got the word Delph. Just let me go and get my drink. Should be a bit more organised than this. Right. So, first things first, a shout out request has been given to me for quite a while now. This is a shout out to Susan Wavy, which has been requested. There you go. She's been a follower of the channel for a while now. She loves the videos. I hope you like this one to do with Delph in West Yorkshire. La la, let's go! Boo! So Delph is a village in the Saddleworth civil parish of the Metropolitan Borough of Oldham, in Greater Manchester. Historically, it was in the West Ridings of Yorkshire before the boundary changes in 1974. And many people in Yorkshire don't relate to the village being in part of Oldham or Greater Manchester, and they still feel it's a Yorkshire village, as it's all stone buildings up there, and that's pretty much was how many of Yorkshire villages are around Yorkshire, of stone built things. It lies amongst the Pennines on the River Tame, below the village of Denshaw, which we'll cover in another video. 4 miles northeast of Oldham and 1.8 miles northwest of Uppermill, which we'll also look at in another video. The centre of the village has barely changed from the 19th century, when a number of small textile mills provided employment for the local communities. There is significant 1st century AD Roman fort at Castleshaw. And Castleshaw is quite an interesting one because it's where the Roman road once started and ran through Havershaw and etc. down to Manchester. And parts of the Roman road still exist today. The village is home to one of the Saddleworth's Whit Fridays brass band contests within the region of 75 bands from across the UK and beyond, marched down the main street at 5-minute intervals in the evening of the contest into the early hours. I don't know how true that is. I know there is, I'm reading this off Wikipedia, but I do know that occasionally you do have brass bands, but they play in the daytime on one day a year, I think, which is Uppermill. And I wouldn't want trumpets and trombones playing down my street when I'm trying to get some kip in mid of the night. With battle and fireworks going off around Chadderton, never mind trumpets and trombones and drums and bangers and wangers. So If someone knows about the Whit Friday's Bass Band contest, let me know. Delph is also home to the Millgate Heart Centre and is the home of the Saddleworth players. The main street running through the centre of Delph was used in some of the external shots in the 2001 feature film The Parole Officer, starring Steve Cogan, Oma Peru, Jenny Haggutter. Delph was also used in the filming of the Whit Friday scenes in the 1996 film Brasov. Delph is mentioned in the song This One For Now by the band of Half Men, Half Biscuit in their 2014 album Urge for Ophel. The legendary landmark above Delph is St Thomas's Church at the Heights, which is featured in Sarah's UK Graveyard video. Check out that where she went up there. There's also a pub up at the Heights, which is now been converted into private dwellings. And it's still got its red telephone box, I think. But yeah. The church itself, the Heights, were featured in a blockbuster movie called Monster Calls, starring Liam Neeson. Delph Railway Station was opened in 1851 as part of the London and North Western Railway route from Oldham to Delph. The station closed on May 1955 when the Delph Donkey passenger train service to Delph via Greenfield were withdrawn. And it's also served by local bus services to Oldham and Ashton on the line. Pretty much your main destinations. You once had a historical bus link from the bottom of the Sound area to Manchester, which ran along Huddersfield Road through Albion's Farm Shop and that way to Manchester to the number 183 to Upper Mill. And that was redrawn before 2000, and then it was the 350, which is your main bulk service now, which also goes around Carcoot. So, we kept you long enough now. You wanted to know where the name comes from. So, the name comes from the Old English word Delph, D-L-F, meaning a quarry, which is quite apparent for the area because Saddleworth was full of quarries, and with surrounding Delph there was 2 quarries within the area, so that name fits the bill. So whenever you go and visit the beautiful village of Delph with its stone buildings, rivers running through it, and etc. on your visits to Saddleworth, you'll now be thinking, thanks to Howden Vaults, that you're not going through the village of Delph, you're going through the village of Quarry. And if you're ever going along the roads, which we'll cover now, so if you're ever going along Delph Lane, you're going along Quarry Lane. If you're going along Delph New Road in Dobcross and Delph, you're going across Quarry New Road. If you're going along Delph Road in Denshaw, you're going across Quarry Road in Delph, Denshaw, whatever. There's also Delph Lodge in Delph off Huddersfield Road, and you've got Delph Grieve off Delph Lane. They are both unadopted, but the other ones are part of the main routes within Delph. So, before we finish, shall we have a tour where Delph is named? See what? Shall we? Shall we have a look? So this is using the National Library of Scotland. So, Delph. So, we've got the Delph Lane in Wexham, Wales, which was also noted for its quarries. We've got Delph Pond in Clackemannshire in Scotland. We've got East Delph Lakes in Cambridgeshire, not in the Lake District, I don't know why. We've got Worsley Delph, or Delph Basin, in Greater Manchester in Worsley. We've got the Delph in Lancashire, which is a body of water. We've got the Eccleston Delph, Lancashire. We've got the Wither Delph in East Cambridgeshire. We've got the North Delph in Lincoln. The Wither Delph in King's Lynn and West Norfolk. We have New Delph in Oldham. We've got the Delph Blakestone, Delph Clough in High Peak, which is, I think, is some form of sandstone. So yeah. So that's everything for your How It's Named episode 3. We're going to probably do a lot more in these episodes, just while we build up the series. And if you don't know what the How It's Named series is and what we're doing, is we're basically looking at all the name origins, seeing where I'm coming from, and the history behind the names. So that could be people like Richard Arkwright, which streets are named after Sir Robert Peel, Queen Victoria, Prince Albert. We'll be covering all them in later videos, because all the streets are named after something or someone or a theme. The older streets tend to be more local-fied, but the streets between 1930s to present are all like what the developer's chosen. We might be painters, trees, etc. We'll have a look at all on this series. So yeah, that's everything you need to know about Delph. Comment down in the section below if you liked it. And this has been Alan Volts, your history teacher for this lesson. Join you next time when we catch you for episode 4. See you soon.